Hello, papers. Today, we are on stream to kill time 11. Hard to think there have been 10 of, like a whole other 10 of these streams. Alright, I'll be right back. So if anyone joins backstage, I'll be right back. Anyone in the bathroom? I have returned. Hello, Alex. StreamYard is open. Yeah, just for this one stream. I will put the link in. Should I? See, I would put the stream link in the chat, but I don't know if there are people that I don't want watching my stream. Watching. They're asking why Blue Single Studios ain't here. He's at work. Oh, also I know you guys are probably asking where well, I've been putting out little short videos with my Wooden Railway collection because I thought, what better way to start? Well, I wouldn't say it's starting something new, but it's like it's dipping into another form of media besides just the trains videos. It's something to put that I can physically post myself. Like I said, link to the stream is in my server. Ooh. Yeah. 655 subscribers. I'm actually on a good track to getting 700. Because that's the next milestone I get to hit. If I could make it past the 600s. And I just got lines from Tails. Thank you, Tails.
Phew, that was getting heavy. Sorry to pop in unannounced. You are a coward and a scum. You were dumb. Ah! You're down. What's that? We captured the spy. Sweet land of liberty. Outstanding. Many thanks. Heartwarming. Today is a good day. I have a feel a thing. If I have to crack some nuts, I will. But I will eat your nuts. I will eat them up. Fine. I murdered your medic. I am dead.
Are you dead?
Any man who tries to kill any man. Oh, please, kill me. No, take party. Let's see. I murdered your kitty as well.
Oh, you're dead.
He is dead. Damn it. Words cannot express
That's how much I hate you.
It looks like we've been busy. Oh, I will crap in your mouth. What? Come here, sweetheart. What? I have 10 pounds of crap. You're in a world of beauty. What? I stabbed you. But let me give you some advice. Do not die. All right, good. Well, let's move some. Oh, well played. Thank you. Slap my hand. Yes, let's stop. Down back. There's a train. He's blue.
Oh,
Yo.
hello.
Language, said the person. YouTubers out swearing. Fuck you.
Stepney, YouTube's outlawed swearing.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. Also just looking through some fan content here.
So, what are you doing in here?
Oh, I'm just doing a random stream because why not?
I'm hearing jingle bells.
Wee! Scarlowy as he raced down the hill.
Oh yeah, I remember I made a video like that a while back. Wait, why does that sound familiar?
Mm. Hmm. Trying to find something that I watched a while back. Where is it? There's one. No, not that. Shit.
This is bullshit. This is an outrage. Hey, it's a fat bitch. Down with the queen. Wait. Does the queen have that yacht? Measure the bitch.
If I can find the actual source that the thing came from. Oh, I know why now.
Just ask Elliot or Selena. Perhaps they make them fit, although I don't know about them. Especially if they're pushing 60 about now.
They could still do
But
it.
yeah, what's going on? I knew you were watching some of my videos. That sounded a bit familiar.
Yeah.
And there's the reason why I don't
Calvin's vulgar introductions.
he's an asshole. Isn't
Oh.
he and everyone else? Anyway, they all have their own work to do. And of course, I don't trust the tank engines on my train. Which is exactly why I'm here to fix that.
I'm sorry, but who the freak?
Yep, that was the sneak peeks to the standards that will. I don't know when the hell I'll finish editing the rest of that so that I can see the light of day.
Yeah.
Name's Callum, one of the newest steam engines of British Railways, and I have come to help lighten the load for some of you so-called goods engines. So-called goods engines? What's that supposed to mean? What it means, of course, engines like me are what British Railways want when it comes to efficient steam engines by compared to tiny, whiny, 46-ton tender engines from the Great Western and LMS like you two.
Hello.
Yes, that's good.
Who else has
Hello.
entered the battle?
But who needs to help us?
Troublesome truck.
Right.
Trackmaster Troublesome Truck.
Yeah, it is me, the real Trackmaster Troublesome Truck.
Yeah, despite them only making one of you for a set that kinda.
You had me flat five.
My apologies, by the way.
I mean,
Yeah.
most of you elements.
You really should have been more. It really should have been in more truck packs.
Honestly, I wish the exclusive Trackmaster Troublesome Trucks, like the ones featured that were like exclusive to sets, like the Soder Mountain Mine Trackmaster Troublesome Truck. That should have been featured in more sets even after Fisher Price acquired Hit Toys.
I remember when I
Yeah.
used to have some of those track packs back in childhood. But now I'm more of a diecast person.
I am a wooden railway person. Hello. Me and Nate are still trying to figure out stuff to do with the first episode of mine and his joint series that we're doing. Norchester and Portswich.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because we've
How's
got
that
half the
working out?
people's lines. Well, we have almost everyone's lines for episode 1. So, should be starting production soon.
Alright then.
They can't copyright me for this song because it's fucked. Because it's from SoundCloud. It's not an actual theme. Well, I mean, it is a theme, but it's a different style.
Plus it was made by someone else who wasn't from the involved in making the actual show. Well, a fan made kind of, thing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
What theme is that?
It's it's a rendition of the angry video game nerd theme, but in like a Thomas style. I think it was made by Jesse Ortiz.
Wait, I'm going back to check that then. I know her on SoundCloud. I'm going back to look for that.
Yeah. Oh, there's Dark DJ. I haven't watched Dark DJ stuff in a while.
Oh, you mean the guy who made the Dark Railway series?
Yes. I've watched
When do you
almost
think
every episode.
when do you think season 13 is gonna come out?
Probably at some point.
I got 5 pieces of candy. I got a chocolate bar. I got a quarter. I got a rock.
I still have to catch up on
So Handel's just like, I
season
got
11.
a rock. Yeah.
You know what's smart? Treating yourself without cheating your goals. Eat smart with Dr.
Come on. I don't like the ads. Just want to listen to the Stepney Bolster music. Well, now I know what I'm going to be using for Splatter and Dodge when I introduce them into this comedy series.
Well, I'm gonna head off and continue role-playing, screwing around on Discord, and editing for this final video of 2024. So I'll catch you.
Alright. Alright.
Bad Manor Productions AU or Ideal Thomas Characters are an interesting series of videos where he basically goes over his ideas for alternate bases of Thomas the Tank Engine and other characters. And many have criticized this series for certain takes on characters, and today I decided it would be interesting to basically react to all of this.
Well, I mean, with good reason, Toby should not be a fucking female.
Didn't Bad Manor Productions make Toby a literal van in their AU?
It was the only reason he did that was to scale Toby correctly, I guess. Which, I mean, understandable.
Alright.
But the fact that the reason he changed Toby's gender was because of the skirts was fucking ridiculous.
Didn't they also make Murdoch a female in their headcanon?
Yeah. That's not Murdoch, that's fucking Miranda. It's not fucking Murdoch, that's fucking Melon type shit.
Percy. Okay, so Percy being an old engine who is cheeky is meh, but I honestly don't really care much for it, to be honest. It's not choice, but it's his AU, so I don't really care. Him being from the Metropolitan Railway is interesting, but there's not much else I can comment on. Edward and James. Okay, so the cab and frame swap is interesting, but yeah, Edward is funnily enough pretty accurate here. More closer to the K2. And the same thing for James. The cab and frame swap is interesting, and I'm glad that BM didn't go with the Q1 design for James. The GRD81 is fine. It really matches up with James. But, okay, I have a problem with something.
The fucking running board.
Buffer beams are fine as black. Yes, even with the red wheels, it looks okay. The yellow running board is awful to look at. It looks like it's made out of plastic mustard. And I'm
plastic mustard.
With an LMS pad design for James too, because that's honestly like the least.
See, what he could have done instead of making the whole entire like running board red, or like the buffer beam part of it, he could have done the LMS thing and have it have like a yellow stripe inside.
Just to be honest here, Henry, I do somewhat agree with the splashers, but there's not much else I can say. It's fine. It's nothing really too special or crazy. It's just overall improvements. Gordon. Okay, this is interesting.
Despite the fact he gave Henry a Fowler tender, which no, it does not sit well with me.
Spencer being the A4, and Gordon being an A2, thus completing the entire Pacific family. However, his name becoming Gordon is also really interesting as well as the fact that he was on Thor during the late 30s. That's really all I have to say. Toby's height is the only thing I agree with in this video, but everything else is just odd. For starters, just because Toby has a tramp skirt doesn't mean he has to be female. Gendered clothing shouldn't really exist when it comes to locomotives. And
you know how many times my boyfriend came up to me after that and was just like, and he's just like Toby the femboy, and I'm like, God fucking damn it. I'm sorry. That image is not going to leave my head now. He's like, look, Henrietta, I'm a femboy now. Toby, we've gone through this. You may be having some sort. You may want to. I don't know how I'm gonna reword that. I'll just leave it at where it was. He's like, Toby. He's like, oh look, Henrietta, I'm a fanboy now.
Kill two birds with one stone with so be dude for having a transcript. For one, you keep the original personality of Toby and you still stick with the colloquialism, I think that's how you pronounce it, of skirts. And I mean, I guess the whole Mavis debacle is maybe one of the reasons why Audrey left, but I also believe it was because he wanted to stop that Duke the Lost Engine and he didn't want to make any more.
He didn't leave after. He didn't leave after making Mavis's book. He passed it on to Christopher Audrey.
In the early 80s, I believe. That being a 7400 as well, interesting. I hate how he looks like an Amazon box now, but it's certainly also, regardless how you feel about Batman Productions' take on Duck, you do have to realize that Wilbur really did let his biases take hold. It's not really a bad thing, but it is certainly noticeable within the Railway series and by extension, Thomas the Tank Engine. Oliver. Oh boy. So it's interesting that Oliver is now from the Great Eastern Railway now, and that he's in 044. Despite the fact that Oliver really isn't a Great Western anymore, it's perfectly fine, and I don't really get why so many people were pissed about Oliver not being from the Great Western anymore. It's, in my opinion, completely fine since he still has the push-pull mechanic bullcrap, whatever the hell you want to call it. So, to me, it's completely fine. I don't see anything wrong with his ideal Oliver. A lot of people got pissed off because this apparently throws up the whole Great Western dynamic, but or the Little Western dynamic. I'm sorry, it's called the Little Western. But the reason why it's called the Little Western isn't because that the Great Western doesn't work on it at all. It's actually because it's really because it's on the west side of Sodor and it's a little branch line. That's virtually why I believe it's called the Little Western, and it's not the Great Western, because it was called the branch line was called the Great Western, then it would make more sense to have nothing but Great Western engines on it. But Donald and Douglas, I think a lot of people forget that Donald and Douglas both work on the Little Western. So that also
Technically, Donald and Douglas are utility engines.
Really want to go that far. And honestly, I don't see why people are complaining.
It's a fair bit of because they don't solely work on Duck's branch line.
Diesel. I hate the paint job, but that's really all I have to say. I don't really care for the alternate design of him being whatever the hell he was, class 09 something. I forgot what the hell he said. It's not really important to me, to be honest here. Donald. The Fowler Tender is cool, but I hate the paint job. I get the design, but it honestly just looks off. It looks like someone took crayon and mismatched him. But other than that, there's not much else I have to say about the alterations. I don't really care. Boko. Boko being blue looks nice on him, and him being given the number 12 is a pretty good decision overall. The reverse Boki's decision is also fine as well. It kind of makes a little bit more sense. And then we have one of the worst videos he's ever produced, which is the Bear video. This is one of the few times I have a problem with the basis. Bear looks good as a Class 35. I don't understand why the hell you would need to change him at all. The face is also something I don't like, but it more or less comes from the fact that now he went with a baby warship design for Bear, which I get what you're trying to do with Bear. Like, Bear is essentially still like a little bit of the same character in Bad Manner to you, but like, why would you use the baby warship? In my opinion, that should go to Diesel 10, and only Diesel 10 looks good as like a baby warship, or a warship in general, to be honest here. I do not understand why they went with like the warship design for Bear. That does not suit Bear at all. He's fine as a Class 35. I don't get it. I don't mind diversity in this. There's like not really much else. Mavis overall the same thing. There's nothing really much to say about Mavis. Douglas. The whistle swap is well, makes sense, as well as the liver and the tender. The blue bills also make a lot of sense too. Again, this version of Douglas is very well thought out. In my opinion, it's probably one of the best takes in my opinion. Well, one of the best takes. There's actually a better one coming up soon. Trevor, the Halloween scheme is okay. There's not much else to say. Birdie is also fine. Not much else to say. Scarlet Lowe, he's the same engine with the paint swap and not much else to it. Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben have been the victim of Batman Productions' diversity in engines, but this weirdly works out. I was initially opposed to it, but honestly, this is a pretty fascinating change. Making Bill and Ben wing tanks is interesting as it makes them appear more unnatural and could freak out engines like Gordon or Boca with their appearance. Overall, an interesting take on the twin engines and a very detailed backstory for the basic. Might as well paint her black if you're gonna make her this green. Like, just paint her black at this point. It makes more sense. Or the apple green livery, I think. Reneas, he's the same as Scarlet Lowe. Painted green and not much else. Annie and Clarabelle, I'm fine with them not being push-pull cultures. The face is but it's still relatively interesting. Peter Sam, him being red is fine. But here, there's not much he can screw up when it comes to the Scarlet Lowe engines as much as he can do. So about a couple hours ago, there was something that I was made aware of really regarding these stories of Soder's series. If you haven't checked the Kansas community tab, then here's the summary of what's going on. In a nutshell, Victor Tanzig's Patreon episodes has been leaked by someone named Victor Tanzig Patreon Leaks. Now, you might be wondering, how on earth did this happen? And to that, it's pretty intriguing. See, the person who uploaded them used a screen recording app called X-Recorder. This app that I'm very familiar with as I have used it before. The only thing about the screen recorder app is that it does have a watermark, and of course in the leaked episode you can see that, well, it has a watermark, an X-Recorder watermark. And then we have the leaker's reasoning. This video is sort of more or less of a debunking of his community posts, because when I read them, I honestly just think this person is trolling. So let's go through his quote-unquote reasons for why he leaked the episodes of, I think it was Training, Experiment, and Munitions, or Revenge. I'm not too sure which episodes he leaked exactly. All I know for sure is that he definitely did leak Training. So here we go. Let's see this Bozo's post. Point number one is just junk. It really just is. There's nothing to say about it. Point number two is saying how he has a direct link to the Patreon under the leaked videos, and that somehow, it basically makes everything of this all right. He's basically saying, oh yeah, you can go check it out underneath the link of the video, which is absolute, bullcrap. I call bullcrap on that because literally everybody, because nobody reads the description. I think everybody nowadays knows that nobody reads the description. And so, of course, they ain't gonna go down there to then pay for it. I mean, why would you pay for something that you already saw? Think about it for something there. Having common sense, common logic. Point number three is how he's saying he didn't gain anything from this, saying he didn't place any ads, which is, true, but not really. See, any sort of viewership that a video gets, like if it gets like above a certain viewer threshold, it will have ads automatically placed on it, even if you're not monetized. I'm pretty sure this person has no idea that that does happen. Like, for example, a lot of my videos, none of them are monetized. I'm not getting any money from them. But yet, you still have YouTube ads that are placed on them. So, point number four is pretty much just bullcrap because people have seen it in a little bit amount of time, and that little bit amount of time, people have either screen recorded it or download the MP4 file from YouTube. And believe me, there's a bunch of people
Well,
You have 3 pillars. Wait over. Yeah. I do the queen. Oh, we gotta come on. You gotta show me your tricks. I already tried. What's got you on back to the other video? So it's been a while since I watched the Cars in my literary.
alright, so they had to go.
Is a little loser good for anybody? I don't think so. Shut up. I said shut your mouth. Alright, Preston. Hey! No, it's not ready.
Alright, actually, I might get working on the Wooden Railway comedy video. I gotta start doing some filming. So, when this thing comes out, I think you guys will like it.